Good morning, everyone. I'm just waiting for our supplier Chamz to log on for us. Give him a minute. There we go.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Chamz. Are you all right there? We can't see you. Chamz, can you hear me? Oh, there we go. Thanks, Chamz. I just wanted to do a quick welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us today. There we go. It's a pleasure to have you with us on this windy Tuesday morning. I'm Robin from the Voltex Marketing Department, and today we are hosting this webinar with Chamz from Ledvance. Voltex is a proud distributor of Ledvance products through our 58 branches nationwide. So we're very excited to have him on board with us today to present the fundamentals of lighting. I see he's just logged off. I'll give him a minute to log back. There we go. Sorry, we do sometimes have a couple of technical issues here. But I think you'll enjoy the presentation. It's a really exciting one. And thank you again so much for joining us.
Everyone.
Hi, Chamz.
Good morning. Sorry about that. It kicked me out.
Not a problem. Welcome. Thanks for
join.
joining us today.
Right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. I'm Chamz Singh. I'm heading the trade division for Ledvance. And I'd just like to say thank you to our partner Voltex for allowing us this opportunity to present to you guys today. I'm going to be taking you through some presentations or slides regarding different products and the types of different products that are out there in the lighting industry. And just so when you are presenting or selling to your clients, you understand what products are out there and available.
Thanks, Chamz.
I'd like
Sorry about that. I forgot to mention we will be hosting a brief Q&A session afterwards. So please feel free to leave any questions you might have in the comments below on the chat side, and we'll try and get through to them all at the end after your presentation.
Right. Excellent. And I would like to start. So I hope everyone has joined us, that should have joined us. So the first slide that we have today is basically a slide showing us the different technologies in lighting. As a lot of you guys that have been in the industry for many years would know that incandescent and the filament type of lamps were one of the first types or technologies that were designed in lighting. However, the filaments and incandescent range has been discontinued and it was replaced by the halogen and CFLi technology. The halogen technology is currently the energy saving option to the incandescent or filaments, and the CFLi was reduced further in terms of energy saving and then presented to the market as a further energy saving option. However, as we all know, and most of us know now, that LED is the latest energy saving technology, and this is the latest technology that we can offer to the market. Within these three different technologies, we have different shapes and base types and color temperatures. And I'm going to present to you the different shapes and base types and color temperatures, which is a standard globally. So at store level, while discussing with clients, etc., if you understand this terminology and the different shapes, base types, color temperatures, it makes it a lot easier to offer these different types of products to your clients, and it makes you understand better as to what your client requires. So in terms of the different products available through the three different technologies, we have the classic A shape, also known as the globe, We have the classic B shape known as the candle. We have the classic P shape known as the golf ball. We have the R50s. We have the R63s, etc., which are known as reflector lamps. Then we have the multifaceted reflectors, which is known as the MR16s. And then we have the GU10s, which is known as the 220 volt or the downlighter. These lamps basically come with different base types. The different base types that they do come in is the E27 base, also known as the Edison screw, the B22D, known as the bayonet cap or the pin type, E14, known as the small Edison screw, and on the reflector lamps, you have the MR16 base, known as the GU5.3, or the GU10, which is the 220 volt lamp. These are basically standard shapes which are available in the halogen range, in the LED range, and in the CFL range. It all depends on which option your client requires. You can basically offer them these different types of shapes in the 3 different ranges. So in terms of color temperatures, so across the 3 different ranges, mainly in LED and CFLs, halogen is a fairly standard color in terms of warm daylight, but you do, however, get NDL, which is a neutral daylight. In your CFLs and in your LEDs, you would either get cool white, warm white, or daylight. So in terms of color temperatures and the application, we have 3 different color temperatures to offer. Light color is measured in kelvins. And the 3 color temperatures which we offer is the warm white, either a 2700 Kelvin or a 3000 Kelvin. Then we offer cool white. A lot of you in the industry would know this as neutral white, and this is a 4000 color temperature. And the closest color to the sunlight, which is the sun outside or natural light, is known as the cool daylight option. Depends on your application. You need to understand your client's application in order to offer the correct light color. There are more scientific facts which are out there regarding the biological clock of a human being and how the body basically functions according to different light colors. And what has been noticed is that using a warm white color basically would put the brain into relaxation mode, and using the cool white and daylight colors would basically put the brain into a high concentration mode. So when you're offering light into your clients, it is very important to understand the application. Where are these lights going to be installed, or where are these products going to be installed, and advise your clients in the correct manner to offer them the correct light colors. Okay. Just some useful information if you're going to be purchasing some products over the counter, and some information which you can basically provide to your clients, which is useful information. If you look at the packaging and the products, you will see that there are certain descriptions and lettering or numbering on the packaging. And all of this information basically describes the product that is in that packaging. You will see on most of the products that it has either 827, 840, 865 on the packaging. What does this mean? The first number there, the number 8, basically tells you the color rendering index of that lamp. So color rendering index is basically the quality of light that is produced from that specific product. Is it a good quality light? Is it a bad quality light? And that is basically measured by the color rendering index. The closer the color rendering index is to 1, which we say is basically sunlight, unity, we say that that's the best quality light that you can achieve. If a product is anything 0.8, 0.9, or unity, which is mainly your halogens, or your halogens are closest to unity, we then say that the light color rendering index from this product is of high quality. Describing color rendering index, we basically describe it in a simple layman's term that if you take a type of material that is a specific color, for example, a piece of material, cotton material, which is red in color, and you place it under that light source, does that light source give you the true reflection of that color, or does it change that color slightly? If it gives you the true reflection, which means it has a high color rendering index, it means it gives you the true color of that specific type of material. If for some or other reason the light quality is very poor, it could change that color. So it could change the red color to maybe a slightly orangish color or a slightly brownish color, etc., which tells you that this lamp has a very poor color rendering index. The next part of the description, which would either be a 2.7, a 4.0, or a 6.5, that basically would tell you the light color that is in the product that's in the box. So if it's a 2.7, it tells you it's a 2700 Kelvin, which is warm white, or it could also tell you it's a 3.0, which is a 3000 Kelvin, which is a slightly less yellowish warm white color. If it's a 4.0, it tells you it's a neutral white or cool white, and if it's a 6.5, it tells you it's a daylight color. All our 12-volt MR16 downlighter globes, in the previous slide, as explained, should use a 12-volt LED transformer. This is not a straight 220 AC mains lamp. Therefore, it's got a different base type to prevent the end users from trying to connect it to straight AC mains or 220 volts. OSRAM lamps either have a 2 to 3 year guarantee, and with the professional range, we can go up to a 5-year guarantee. So depending on which lamp you're using, out of which product family, we could offer a 2, 3, or 5-year guarantee on our lamps. When we move on to the next slides, which is the LED options, please note our LED lamps are non-dimmable lamps, and we do have the LED lamps in different family options as well, which is either a 2-year or a 5-year option. So some of the descriptions for most of the guys which are at store level, as well as the end users, contractors, etc., that are joined in this call. In our product descriptions, we basically try to give you all the information regarding the product that is in that box. We have different family categories, we have different color temperatures, base types, wattage replacements, etc. And I'm going to take you through the different descriptions that you would see out in the industry, or you would see at store level when you pick up a certain product off the shelf. And I'm going to take you through the process of the descriptions and how it works, so that it makes your life easier when you're trying to choose a product. The first part of our description, we will always tell you the product range, or out of what category this product comes from. OSRAM basically has 3 categories. We will have an eco range, which is your entry level. We will have a value range, which is your middle tier range, and then we would have a professional range, which is your high-end product. The first part of the description will basically tell you which range this product comes from. Then the part in green, which tells you the CLA 40. This range basically tells you a few different things. It tells you the shape of the product. Is this a classic A shape, a globe shape? Is this a classic B shape, which could be a candle shape? A classic P, which could be the golf ball? Is it maybe a downlighter, etc.? Then you would see there's a 40, the 40 or the 60 or the 75 or the 100 after the description or the shape of the lamp will tell you what lamp this basically replaces in terms of a traditional lamp. So if it's a 40, it means that this replaces an old incandescent lamp, which is equivalent to a 40 watt. So if you see there's a 60, it means it replaces an old incandescent 60 watt. If it is a 75, it replaces an old 75 watt or an old 100 watt. The blue part of the description basically tells you the wattage of the globe inside the packaging. For example, this globe, or for this description, is a 6 watt lamp. And the 827 basically tells you it has a color rendering index of 80 with a color temperature of 2700 Kelvin. The 220/240V tells you the operating voltage of this product, that it basically operates at 220 volts to 240 volts. FR is basically telling you what sort of diffuser this product has. Is it a clear type diffuser or is it a frosted type of diffuser? FR stands for the frosted diffuser. So you will notice on the picture on the box, once we move to the next slides, that you would immediately be able to see on the picture if this is a frosted diffuser on the product or is it a clear diffuser. The E27, or the next part, the in purple there, basically tells you that this product has a base type of an E27 Edison screw, and this basically would tell you if it's a BC, E27, SES, MR16, GU10, etc. The light blue color, 10x1, that basically tells you the packaging or the box quantities that this product is packaged in. So 10x1 will basically tell you that there's 10 pieces of this product in one brown carton. As OSRAM, we do not break quantities, but we know at Voltex or store level, there is the options of breaking quantities and selling you specific amounts that you require. Then the last part of the description basically tells you if this is a OSRAM branded product or if this is a Ledvance branded product. If it's a dual branded product, it will have LEDVO, meaning it's a Ledvance OSRAM branded product, or if it's just a single branded product, it will either just have OSRAM or LEDV. Okay, just an overview of what we discussed in the previous slide. So in terms of the different shapes, you have the classic A shape, which could replace the 40-watt incandescent, 60-watt, 75-watt, or 100-watt incandescents. The different base types that this shape comes in is either an ES, Edison screw base, a BC, which is a bayonet cap, or the SES, small Edison screw base. The classic B range, which is your candle range, would replace a 25-watt incandescent or a 40-watt incandescent. The numbering after the B, as explained, is basically the equivalent wattage of the old traditional lamps. The base types that this shape will come in is an ES, BC, or SES as well. The classic P is the golf ball shape, also replaces the 25-watt or 40-watt traditional lamps, and also available in options of ES, BC, or SES. MR16, the multifaceted reflector. This only has one base type, which is the 12-volt 2-pin base type. And this would replace all your halogens, which is a 20, 35, or 50-watt halogen lamp. The GU10, also known as a PAS16, which is your 220-volt downlighter lamps. As most of you would know, this would replace your 35-watt, 50 watts, or 80 watts. Majority of the products which we replace in the market is the 50-watt halogens, which we would replace with a LED GU10 option. I see there's a few questions coming in, the difference between Ledvance, OSRAM, etc. I will explain this at the end of the session, just to give you guys some clarity as how the two companies function together. LED tubes. So as part of the range and a very successful product in the market currently is our LED tubes. As we all know, the current traditional lamps, either the T8 Basics or the T8 Lumiluxes, are going to be a thing of the past very soon. And the new technology which is taking over is the LED tubes. Ledvance has three ranges: the substitute tube, the ST8P, which is the pure glass tube, the ST8A, which is the advanced tube, and then the ST8V, which is the value tube. Currently in South Africa, we have the two options we have available is the ST8 value, and the ST8A is the advanced. And we basically offer these two types of products into the market. These products come in the standard sizes, which is a direct retrofit or replacement to your T8 basic fluorescent tubes or your T8 Luminux fluorescent tubes. The three sizes is either 2 foot, the 600 millimeter, the 4 foot, which is the 1200 millimeter, and the 5 foot, which is the 1500 millimeter. The difference between the ST8 value is that it has a different lifespan, which is 15,000 hours or a 2-year guarantee. And on the ST8V, which is the advanced, has a 50,000 hour 5-year guarantee. So guys, it all depends on your application. Is this a high-end commercial application, or is this a low-end residential domestic application? So based on your application, the price point you require, is it a price aggressive project that you need to be aggressive on pricing? It all depends on your application and your project requirements. You have the option to offer both options, and obviously to try and secure a deal using the different price points and the different specifications. These LED tubes basically come in 3 different color temperatures. So you have the options of either a warm white in a 3000 Kelvin, a cool white 4000 Kelvin, and daylight 6500 Kelvin. Okay, so what would you see if you walk into a store and you take a product off the shelf? How would you know what product you're looking at, what sort of information you require, and where can you find that information on the packaging? So we try to give you all the information you require on our packaging and make it easier for you to understand and to see what products in the box without you having to remove the product from the box. So on the packaging, we would basically tell you the shape of the globe, which could be seen on the top flap, which you use to open the box. It'll tell you it's either a classic A60, a classic A40, a classic A75. We then also would tell you on the side of the box within a little triangle with the circle, which is either having a little dimmer, which the circle represents a dimmer. It'll either have a cross over it telling you that it's a non-dimmable lamp, or if we remove the cross from that little symbol, it basically tells you it's a dimmable lamp. We also tell you the base of this product, if it's a B22, ES, SES, etc. We also tell you the color temperature. Is this a warm white, cool white, daylight? Based on the little symbols on the side of the box. If it's a little globe with a yellowish shading around it, it tells you it's a warm white. If it's got a whitish shading around it, it's a cool white. And if it's got a slightly bluish shading around it, it tells you it's a daylight, cool daylight. We also tell you the lumen output on the lamp, which is very important in terms of comparing apples with apples to opposition products, etc. A lot of the times, guys will tell you, yes, but I can get a 8-watt lamp or a 7-watt lamp at a cheaper price, or I can get the same 9-watt or 9.5-watt lamp at a cheaper price. Understandable, but you need to understand that lighting is not based on wattage. If you're thinking of consumption, yes, we look at wattage, but if you're looking at lighting holistically, we normally look at what amount of light output is generated from this product. So you can be comparing my 9-watt lamp to opposition at probably 20% less in price. However, I'm giving you 806 lumens, whereas the opposition might only be giving you 710 or 720 lumens. So in terms of light output or lumen output, it is very important to compare apples with apples. And that's why we are not afraid to publish our light outputs on our box. Normally, the light output that is published on the box is understated. So it could be a 910 lumen lamp, but we would always understate our lumen output. That is just to protect ourselves. We'd rather give you slightly more than to give you a figure which is going to show you slightly less figures when you do the initial testing. Wattage, we also tell you the wattage in the box, so what the current wattage of that product is in the box. And we also tell you what is the equivalent replacement for that product that is in the box. Okay, just some info on the back of the box. We basically repeat some of the information regarding the base type, whether it's a dimmable or non-dimmable. There's a little table on the back of the box. We also state again the color temperature. We would state the guarantee. So how OSRAM product guarantee works is that for every 10 years, we offer a 1-year guarantee. So depending on the burning hours of the product, if it's a 10,000 burning hour, we offer a 1 year. If it's a 20,000 burning hour, we offer a 2 year, etc. If it's a 15,000 burning hour, we would offer a 1 year guarantee for the 5,000 hours of the 15,000 hours. So if it's 15,000 hour, we would offer you a 2 year guarantee on product. We go up to 50,000 hours or a 5 year guarantee. So it all depends on your application, and it all depends on what your application requires. It also depends on the price point that you basically need to secure this project. So guys, if you're going to be specifying products in projects, please make sure you're comparing apples with apples. And if you comparing price points, make sure you're using the correct range of products to either be aggressive in pricing or to offer a higher product with better specifications. You will also stipulate the hours or the estimated lifespan of the product on the table that is basically printed on the packaging. So at store level, if you have an option of having a sort of retail type of setup in your store, this is how we would basically require you to package the products by different technologies. If you walk into a retail store, this is how you would see the product basically being displayed. It's just easier to identify when you need to basically show your clients the different technologies that are available in the different products. And it just makes it a lot easier to basically use the color coding that we have on our packaging to basically pack the different products. The purplish pinkish type of color, as you would see on the slide, is basically the latest LED technology. The greenish, dark bluish, and orange packaging is basically the CFLi products. And then if we go to the next slide, you would see the lightish bluish, greenish, and orangish packaging is basically the halogen range of products. And then we have the dark blue, green, and orange, which is basically your tubular range of CFLi products. Okay, as part of our range has been Ledvance, we've also included a range of products which we've never really focused on in the past, being OSRAM, is a range of complete or integrated luminaires. This range is basically a range of over-the-counter products, which is key to day-to-day projects, day-to-day retrofitting projects, which you can just swap out old traditional PL downlighters, fluorescent tubes, with integrated vapor proofs, high base, old traditional high base, old traditional floodlights, etc. These products are available immediately through all the Voltex branches. So if you require any of these products, you're more than welcome to contact your Voltex branches. This is an additional portfolio which we've added to our range of products, other than all the lamp products which we already have available, which we've just been through. So if you do require anything specific like a ceiling fitting, LED panel, linear batten, spotlight, downlight, damp-proof, high bay, this is all readily available with stock in South Africa, available through all your Voltex branches. These products come also in different color temperatures, different wattages. It all depends on what you require in terms of light output, or what you are replacing. In terms of a traditional product which you are replacing, we have the equivalent LED replacements in this range to assist you over the counter.
Thanks so much, Chamz.
And thank you for that. And I see that there are a few questions which we can go through, and we can basically, answer some of the
Thank you,
questions.
Chamz.
No
We'll
problem.
definitely head over to the question portion. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. For anyone who tuned in a little bit late, there will be a replay available for this as well. And we'll share that link with you a little bit later on today. But let's get through some of those earlier questions. I saw from Tabo here, he said, "Hi Shams, do you have a range of smart lights? I saw something on the Ledvance website along these lines."
Correct. So Tabo, yes, we do. We have a fairly new range of smart lighting, which we are in the process of getting all the necessary certifications with ICASA to basically get these products basically approved for South Africa. The range of products is very basic at the moment in terms of the applications mainly being domestic residential applications, where you can operate them on either iOS or Android. The range is currently available in Europe, and it basically has some classic A lamps as part of the range, a couple of G10s, and one or two ceiling lights and LED panels. So we haven't really gone huge into the commercial side of smart lighting yet, but we're in the process of it, and we do definitely have smart lighting, which is definitely the future. We can expect this product to be available from around about October this year. We're just basically waiting for all the necessary certifications. The products are either tunable, so you can either tune the colors from a warm white to a cool white to a daylight, all controlled through an app on your cell phone. And then we also would have the dimming option available, and we would also have the RGB option available, which is the color changing option.
Sure, it's exciting stuff here. I see a question here from Jennifer. She said, "What's the difference between Ledvance and OSRAM?" This is an interesting one. I see a lot of Ledvance products are packaged in Chinese writing.
Yes, so just the explanation of how the split happened and what has happened between Ledvance and OSRAM. So OSRAM is basically a company in the industry, a lighting company in the industry for around about 120 years. OSRAM always specialized mainly in automotive business, supplying all your big and major automotive companies like BMW, Volkswagen, Mercedes, etc., with automotive products, as well as supplying the lighting industry with lamps. Lamps was always a very big part of OSRAM, mainly the traditional lamps, the CFLis, the halogens, and the incandescents. OSRAM was a manufacturer of all these traditional lamps, and eventually LED took over the market, and OSRAM had to add the LED technology to the portfolio. So the lamps part of the OSRAM business was 1/3 of the business. There were 3 different parts to OSRAM's business. It was the automotive, the lamps business, and then we also know the DS business, which we call the digital solutions business. That was mainly your control gear, your ECG, CCG ballast, your dimmer switches, your light management systems, etc. So the lamps business was basically 1/3 of these 3 parts of the OSRAM business. And when LED came out, OSRAM needed to invest strongly into LED technology, meaning they needed to invest in plants, manufacturing plants, into employees, to manufacture and R&D, etc. And OSRAM decided not to basically invest in LED technology, but to rather sell off the 1/3 of the traditional lamp business to a LED manufacturer who is already strong in lighting. So what they basically did was they removed the lamps, 1/3 of the business. They had to rename it and basically put it onto the market for sale. However, OSRAM put in a clause saying that whoever would buy this lamps business, we would still want to have a say in this business, as this is still a very important part of our business and tradition of our business. And we want to still have some sort of control in terms of the quality of the products, etc., etc. The Chinese government formed a consortium with a private investor called MLS. MLS is basically the biggest LED chip manufacturer in Asia. It's a $20 billion company owned by one Chinese guy. And he basically came up with the funds with the Chinese government to basically buy the OSRAM portion of the lamp business. When we renamed the lamps business to put it on the market, Ledvance at the time was one of our high-end downlighter family ranges in our luminaire portfolio. And obviously our board members decided that this is a really a good name to name the company before putting it on the market, because this product basically had a very good reputation globally because of its performance and its quality, etc. So they gave the lamps business the name Ledvance. When the Chinese made the offer, it was accepted, and they basically bought us out. However, all our board members are still German, all our R&D team, etc., everything is still German-based. The head office is still in Germany, in Munich, and all our manufacturing and assembly, etc., happens in China. So we're Chinese-owned, but we still managed, and we still have the heritage of OSRAM, and it's going to stay this way for the next 8 to 10 years. All the lamp products will remain OSRAM. The packagings, the products itself will all still bear the OSRAM name, the OSRAM logo, etc. However, the luminaires, when we did launch the luminaires, we launched it as dual branded, Ledvance with the small OSRAM branding just below the Ledvance. And that we ran with for about 4 years. And from this year onwards, we basically just dropped the OSRAM name off the luminaires. So our luminaires will be Ledvance branded, and all our lamps will be OSRAM branded. So yes, Ledvance, OSRAM are two separate entities. However, OSRAM still manages the Ledvance business in terms of what decisions need to take place globally regarding the OSRAM products and R&D. So R&D will still remain under the German technology, German quality, etc. However, the assembly part all happens now in-house at MLS in Asia.
Thank you, Chamz. That's very interesting. And I think that answers Jennifer's questions below. We've got a question from Quiver Smith saying, how do your products compare to the LED brands in South Africa?
So I did see that with Mesmerize. Obviously, we have a lot of competition. So guys, in terms of comparing products, it depends. Like I said, we need to compare apples with apples. If you compare to guys similar to Auroras, Opals, etc., depending on the range you're comparing with. So we have 3 different ranges in our portfolio. We have an eco range, value range, and a professional range. I'm sure a lot of the other competitors have very similar ranges to their portfolios, offering a wide basket of products to the market at different levels in terms of specifications. I think we all fairly similar. However, what I can promise you that is OSRAM is not going to close its doors tomorrow. We're not a fly-by-night company. If we sell you a product, it doesn't matter whether it's an eco range, a value range, or a professional range. If you have any issues with that product, we are still there tomorrow. We will always back you up. We will give you the service and support. And we're always willing to go that extra mile to support you and to obviously guarantee our products in the market. I'm not here to knock off any opposition or competitor products. They all play in different levels in the market, with different types of products. But there are some other good and competitive products out there. But as OSRAM, we carry the name and the heritage of 120 years behind us. And, we manufacture good quality products till today. So, yeah, versus the opposition, we're willing to compete at any level in the market and, willing to assist you to try and secure deals with you with different and various products that our oppositions can offer.
I think that's a great answer, Chamz. I see a question here from Sil. She said, do you have any new products in the pipeline?
So yes, we do. The first product is obviously smart lighting. Smart lighting is going to be a very important part to our business. Everyone wants to go wireless. Everyone wants to use wireless technology for security reasons globally, also for decorative purposes. And smart is definitely one of our new range of products that are coming out. And it's also exciting because we're also busy with the commercial range of smart products where we can do full-on light management systems and basically control multi-level and multi-story buildings with the different options like LED panels, LED downlighters, etc., parking spaces, undercover parkings with vapor-proof sensors, etc. The other new range of products which we have just launched about a month ago is the EC portfolio, known as the electronic component portfolio. This portfolio is basically to compete with OSRAM, who still do the digital solution side and supply electronic control gear, as well as demo switches, sensors, and light management systems. We're also offering a range of LED flex, which come in 5-meter rolls, as well as the LED drivers to obviously operate these flex, either 12-volt option or 24-volt option. So these are some of the new products that we're expecting to have in the country in the next 4 to 6 months. And these sort of products are going to be either domestic, residential, or commercial applications. The other very nice technology which we're busy working on, and it would have been presented again at Light and Build this year, unfortunately it was cancelled, is human-centric lighting. I did briefly touch on it during our presentation, and human-centric lighting is basically lighting which is automatically controlled throughout a 24-hour period in order to give your biological clock the maximum optimization in terms of operation. So the brain and the body works according to the light colors, different light colors that it sees, and the different time of day that it is, etc., etc. So just a quick overview of the human-centric lighting that we're working on. We're working on a type of automatic controller, a wireless controller, which links up to certain luminaires, which have wireless communication devices in it. And for example, in an open plan office space, when your staff start arriving at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, automatically the lights will start switching on via sensor control, etc. The light color at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning might be a 2700 Kelvin. By 8 o'clock, it'll start switching over to a 3000 Kelvin. And by 9 o'clock, it's going to be a 4000 Kelvin in order to make sure the brain is fully awake and fully functional. And by 12 o'clock during the day after lunchtime, 1 o'clock, around about there, the light color will change to a daylight color, expecting high concentration levels, best performance out of your employees, etc., etc. By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, after tea time, etc., the light color will start changing from a daylight color back down to a cool white color. And by the time the employee is ready to go home in the evening, the light color is already changed down to a warm white, to a relaxation color. So by the time that employee gets home, he's already in the mood of relaxing, opening up a beer, switching off the mind, and preparing himself to be fully functioned for the next day. That's some of the human-centric technology which we are busy with at the moment, and that is obviously the future of our business.
Yeah, it's unbelievable technology, isn't it?
Yeah.
I see a question here from Dennis. He says, Chamz, can you explain power factor and how that relates to true wattage consumption? I see some products have a 0.6 PF on the specs.
Okay, so power factor, it all depends on so it's a measurement used in power to basically tell you what sort of effect this product will have in terms of making dirty power or clean power. The closer the power factor is to 1, the better the power factor and the quality of that product is in terms of energy efficiency. So the lower the power factor, the more harsh or more higher consumption this product would use in terms of energy. And the higher the power factor is, the less consumption it'll use in terms of energy. In terms of true wattage, we would always state true wattage in our packaging. So we would never state wattage based at light source, because you'll always get a higher wattage at light source. We always state wattage after the diffuser. Power factor is very important in terms of, and I'll give you guys an example. We had a project for close to about 10,000 lamps. It was going into a retail store, and we basically lost the project because we were about 3 Rand out in terms of pricing. We had a 0.9 power factor. and the opposition had a 0.5 power factor somewhere there. And we installed the product, or the client installed the product and stuff like that, and something went wrong with this product, and it stated a 0.5 power factor on the packaging, and it was actually a 0.3 power factor. A gentleman walked into the retail store. He had a pacemaker in his heart, and because the power factor was so low, it created an EMF field within that retail store, electromagnetic field, because it was such a poor quality type of lamp, and it basically stopped the client's pacemaker, and he collapsed in the store. So power factor, if it's got a poor power factor, high consumption in terms of energy, it uses a lot more energy. If it's a good quality power factor, closer to 0.8, 0.9 and above, it uses less energy.
That's quite a scary story, that.
Yeah.
See another question here saying, would you be incorporating the smart lighting for commercial applications? That's from Tabo.
Correct. So there is the smart lighting that's going to be coming out for commercial applications. We are busy in the process of allocating the commercial products to the system and to make it fully functional with the wireless systems and wireless sensors that we've added to the smart lighting applications.
Got you. And Hans over here said, is the calculations the same for lumen specs for LED outputs?
How do you mean? Okay, calculation in terms of from traditional versus LED. If that is the question, then so what we would do in LED is, because LED is directional light, we always say that if you're comparing a fluorescent tube or a halogen lamp, etc., which, for example, is a 500 lumen lamp, because with your gas lamps, you need some sort of technology to guide the light to where you want it to be. So if that light gas lamp, like a halogen or CFL, is in the ceiling, you need some sort of reflector in order to guide this light down to the ground or down to a desk, etc., where you require this light. Based on that, you would notice that if you're comparing a 50-watt halogen lamp, which is, call it 380 lumens, to a 6-watt LED lamp, which might be 450 lumens, or a LED lamp, which is a lower wattage, which is equivalent, which might be maybe 300 lumens, you might say, but we're not then comparing apples to apples, because the halogen might be slightly higher in terms of lumens to LED. And why is this? Because I'm not going to get the same light output. However, we need to remember that LED is directional. LED does not need a reflector to guide light to a specific point. So there is no light losses or minimal light losses from an LED light source. So even though I might give you an LED lamp, which is slightly lower in terms of lumen output to an old traditional halogen or CFLi lamp, when you do a relapse rendering calculation with that specific IES file, and you basically do maybe a 1-to-1 replacement as replacing the traditional lamps in that specific application, you will see that even though the LED lumen output might be 5 or 10% lower than the old traditional lamp, because it's directional light, you will achieve the required lux level or even higher from that specific LED product.
Hans, I hope that answers your question. If not, just let us know.
Yes.
I see another question here from Tabo. What happened to DM agencies in Cape Town? Are they still distributing on your behalf?
Yes, DM agencies still distributes for us.
I do see a follow-up here from Hans. He said, to follow up on my question, can we measure the output with our standard lux meter?
Correct. You can.
Okay. And another question from Tabo. How do your products compare to PLANOGRAM and others?
So as explained, with the different competitors out there, it depends what you're comparing me with. But as I can explain to you, in terms of OSRAM, we have a very high level in terms of quality and specifications. And it all depends what you're comparing me with. And I can give you products that will outperform a lot of competitors in the market, but then you're going to complain to me and say, but your price is out. So it all depends. I mean, every competitor is different, but what I can promise you is I've been to China and to our plants many times. And guys, things you need to, it's easy to say, how do you compare to a Pilot or Mesmerize? But what we need to also consider is, when I was there and I asked the question, guys, how is it possible that a lot of competitors say to me, yes, my product comes off the same production line as OSRAM, so my product is as good as OSRAM. However, they landing it in the country at maybe 1/10 of the price or 1/3 of the price or whatever the case may be. And a lot of manufacturers said to me that, listen, yes, we might be manufacturing for other companies and other brands, etc. However, based on what we supply them is not equivalent to what is supplied to OSRAM because of things like certification. I will have a CB test report. I will have a CCC test report. I will have an IEC test report. I will have a ROS test report, etc. And all my products go through all of that testing, high spec, high quality LED chips, high quality drivers, etc., etc. PioLED, Mesmerize, etc. might be manufactured in the same production line as me. However, if you ask them for a CB, they might not have it. If you ask them for a CCC, they might not have it. If you ask them for IC, they might not have it. If you ask them for the spec and quality of the LED chips and driver, it will not be equivalent to my OSRAM one. So based on those, if PioLED wants, or Mesmerize, or Apple, whoever wants a better price, all they do is they cut out certain certifications. And OSRAM being a global organization, we would never compromise on certification and safety of products. So I might be slightly more expensive than the opposition. And, you guys might say, how do you compare in terms of quality, etc.? I don't compromise in terms of quality and safety. So in terms of comparing OSRAM with opposition, we can compare it, but I can't promise you that, they're going to be equivalent in terms of my standards and specifications in the market. And we will definitely not compromise. So if you say to me, Chamz, but you 2 rand more expensive than Mesmerize, and Mesmerize only has one certification, and I'm giving you safe, etc., I can't justify you complaining that I'm 2 rand more expensive than the opposition.
Yeah, thank you, Chamz. We only have time for a couple more questions. I see one just asking from Quibus, is your warranty an over-the-counter swap out?
Yes. Swap out, we don't believe in keeping our clients in darkness. So what we would normally do is request the branch to or your supplier to either give you a straight swap out immediately once you've removed the faulty product, or we would then obviously request that product to be sent back to us. We do have a technical manager on our premises who would strip the product down and give you a full report as to why the product failed. And if the product has failed prematurely, we would just honor either just giving you that new product free of charge, or we would do a credit for you without any questions asked. However, on the same note, if it is found out that the product has failed due to negligence, maybe someone has swapped the live and neutral and popped the LED chips, etc., then we can go into a discussion to see how we can obviously resolve it. Normally, we're not supposed to cover that under a guarantee, but I've been with the company now close to 9 years, and we've never had a claim where we've ever rejected or not assisted the client in any sort of way or helped the client. So our guarantees, we are there, we are loyal to support in terms of any failures, etc.
Thanks, Chamz. I see another question from Jennifer. She says, do the stick lamps also have a warranty, as I don't see it on the packaging?
Yes, they will. So if there's a 10,000 hour on the sticks, it'll definitely have a 1-year guarantee on the product. So every 10,000 hours of lifespan on the lamp will give you a 1-year guarantee on the product.
And then I see another question here this is from Dennis, on 24-hour applications, what are your policies regarding this sort of scenario? Some of my clients require constant 24-hour burning projects.
So we will offer we have a specific table which lists 24-hour operations. We don't suggest a 24-hour operation in terms of, if you want the full lifespan of that product. We base our products on an 8 to 12-hour operating time. And that's how we basically get to our either 30,000 hours, 50,000 hours, 10,000 hours, etc. If you want to operate the product 24 hours, we can honor that guarantee and warranty, however, with a reduced amount of years or a reduced amount of lifetimes. So if it's a 50,000 hour product, for example, and you want to operate that product for 24 hours a day, we can say to you, okay, we might not be able to offer the 50,000 hours 5-year guarantee, but we could offer you a 30,000 hour 3-year guarantee on this 50,000 hour product.
Great. I think we've got time for 2 more questions. I see one from Bernie here saying, morning, do you have a COI rating for your LED panels and it's for hospital use?
So COI at the moment, not at the moment. However, I do know that Mediclinic is using our daylight panels in their Mediclinic hospitals. However, we don't have the hospital certification on our panels at the moment. If this is a request, Bernie, we're more than welcome to pop a mail through to either the Voltex guys and let them send that through to us, and we can definitely inquire from our manufacturers and R&D team overseas. We have an option maybe in the Europe portfolio, because I know Europe panels are definitely high-end, high-spec panels for hospitals, etc. We might have this panel available in our range, which is readily available, which we can offer to you immediately. So just send through the request through to Voltex, and we'll definitely take a look at it for you.
Thank you.
However,
And then
Mediclinic is using our standard value LED panel daylight color in the Mediclinics.
thank you, Chamz. I think I'll take this last question that says, where can we find the replays of the other webinars, please? You're welcome to pop an email through to marketing@Voltex. We can direct you to them. They are on YouTube, and we will share them with you for whoever's registered for that particular session. From my side and Voltex side, we just want to say a massive thank you to you, Chamz, and the Ledvance team.
Thank you. And to Voltex for the opportunity. For all your lighting requirements, guys, please contact your Voltex branches. They have all the products ready and available, and we will be more than willing to help from the Ledvance OSRAM side of the business.
Absolutely. But yes, thank
Excellent.
you all. Thank you for your time today, and we'll see you soon. Stay tuned to the Voltex website and social media pages for more webinars we'll be having over the next coming days and weeks. But yeah, we hope everyone stays safe, and we'll see you again soon.
Excellent. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Chamz. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye. Bye.